Now
So
I've
that's
heard,
why,
excuse
yeah,
me,
that hurts
I've heard
tremendously.
different that if you need to show action with your credit, and
You
are
do
you
need
just
to use, you need to show action. So, and that's what I'm saying.
you're just
But you
saying
don't
keep it
have to
under a certain
charge
amount?
100% of it. You charge, I encourage my clients, get a Hulu account or a Netflix account, charge $10, $20 on that and pay that in full. That's usage. You don't have to max it out to show usage. You know what I'm saying? So that is what America teaches us, is that it's okay to use borrowed money, and it's smart to do it when you're investing that money and you're able to make a huge return on what you've invested. But when it's credit card and charge cards, it's wise to keep those under 20%. Really, again, under 10% is optimal.
Well, here we go, because I know you're on a dead stop and you got to do your show, and I want to be respectful. Can you give us, we talked about some tips for the kids. Can you give us some general tips on the credit recovery, the importance of establishing, because some people have really stuck their head down in the sand when it comes to credit. And I think along with education, credit is one of the tools that we can really use to advance our family. So what are some tips we can immediately implement to help us move forward?
So the biggest thing, Coach Terry, is just going to be discipline. And, because I can coach you on all the things to do to lower your credit usage and all these things, but it really comes down to being patient and being disciplined, being able to not exceed your spending. If you're out here, in most cases, we're spending 120% of our 100% earnings. And so I would say budgeting. There's some budget tools that I've used, mint.com, mint.com, personalcapital.com. Track every single dollar that's coming into your household and know where that money's going. Have a purpose for every dollar. And then start using that money, if you do have debt, to pay down the debt. The faster you can pay down debt, the better. And that includes charge-offs, collections, active credit cards. Those things are super critical if you're trying to build a strong credit history. And then I'll tell you this, credit reporting, they're looking at the last 24 months of activity. So the furthest away that your most recent late payment shows on your credit report, the better your score will be. I'll say that again. Over a 24-month window, they're looking at the furthest out that your most recent late payment is on a card, or on an account that's being reported on. So if you made a late payment in December and now it's February, that's hurting you. But if your last late payment was in December of 2018, that has less of an impact on you because it's further away. So once you do start, fixing your credit, or even if you don't have credit that you need to fix, start making sure you're paying bills on time, and that is a surefire way to get on a great path to great credit.
Well, I think one of the other things is, and you said it, the implementing the discipline has to be as strong as your desire to move forward. Because if your desire to move forward is strong, but your discipline is an anchor, the chances of you moving forward are not that good. Would you agree?
I would totally agree, Coach Terry. And I'll add on to that, the family, the household has to be in accord. This has to be a household discussion, because if you're out here trying to save money on the power bill, but everybody upstairs and in the back room got 17 chargers plugged in the wall, you're not going to make an impact on that. So you got to talk as a
Wait a
family
minute, I'm
so
gonna
that
take you to
everybody's on the same page.
hold on, cause you done jumped up into something you know nothing about. Look, you got Darian DePaula here cracking up because there's a personal family thing on my end. I and I'm gonna tell this story, guys. Darian, stop. I'm not gonna tell the story. We ain't
I
got
knew I was
time.
going to hear some buttons with that one. Go ahead, please.
No,
I got 5
no,
minutes.
but let's change it. Guys, when you are saving money, and this can apply to now, I'm not messing with Darian, but a lot of people leave their iPhone chargers charged up in every room they go to. And if they're gone for the weekend, that charger's just sitting there sucking up juice. If it's plugged up, it's sucking up juice. And if you aren't disciplined enough to simply unplug an iPhone charger, then you're losing money. And if you're losing money, that means that's money you don't have. How important is it to discipline yourself down to the finite things of your plan? How important is that? Because I really think it's killing us.
It's super important because if you think about it, those things multiply, just like interest multiplies, right? And I outline those specifically in my book, Proven Pathways to Wealth and Happiness. I put exact steps, things that we had to do as my wife and I in our household to get disciplined and save our money. Obviously, the obvious ones are, not spending so much on eating out to lunch and eating out for dinner, but it got down to things like adjusting our temperature on our hot water heater by 2 or 3 degrees, because that hot water doesn't need to be that super hot where it's scorching your skin, and that burns on your power and your utilities as well. Just a lot of things. Using different type of light bulbs that were saving us on power. And I'm telling you, those $10, $20 savings over the course of a year, now that's $100-something. What if I had a collection account that was $120? I just created more income in my household by doing those reductions within our household. So those are very important. And as you do those, that shows how disciplined you are. And I assure you, everything else that is related to your household and your expenses, you'll start seeing the positive impacts of those behavior changes.
But Victor, let me ask you this: how do you keep from becoming psychotic with it? That's all. That's my question. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes you run into people who just there's no way to say. There's just no way to say. Like I said, they are so serious about it. It's scary.
I understand that, and that's a scarcity mindset. You still need to know that if you hold on to things too tightly, you're not going to allow more to come in. So they've got to adjust that mentality. But for me, I still have a wife now. She wasn't going to let us go into caveman mode.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, here's my question to you, because I know, and I'm still trying to be respectful. You got to get ready. So we're going to do this real quick. Who's better at saving, men or women?
Oh boy, here we go.
What you say, Burrow?
How you gonna pull the pin on that?
Women.
Now we gotta go.
I'll tell you who's better at saving. The person that most frequently manages the money in the household, or that pays the bill. And in today's time, that doesn't have to be the man. That could be the woman. That could be anybody, who's over the top of those finances, because they're seeing the bills going up and those type of things. So usually it's that person, and that's why I encourage it to be a family deal, because everybody needs to play a part in that.
Well, I'm going to speak from the sidelines real quick.
Be careful what sideline you're on, boy.
I can say that while I've seen and heard the stories of how, Coach Terry grew up, I look at how my mother does it and I say, oh my goodness, how?
Danger.
Like, so I'm going to have to agree with Ms. Burrow. I'm going to have to say women, because
That's right.
She's gonna jump in.
Wow. Right, she just jump in. Ain't said nothing, but yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, I'm not arguing with him. Hey, Vince. Here's the thing, Victor. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. I know you got to go, and I keep saying that. You and I also spoke about doing this deeper, helping people who were, some people just want to listen and they take down a couple of notes. Other people want to go deeper because they're not getting enough in 20 minutes. You agreed to do a Zoom with me and two other people, subject matter experts in different fields. You still willing to do that with us? We can bring some people on. We can go to a different level, people who are willing to invest in themselves to get themselves where it is they want to be. You still willing to do that?
I'll be more than happy to do it. Yes, sir, Coach Terry.
Well, man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you for that. And I can't tell you, I know you normally don't do these kind of things, so it means the world to me that you took time to come on our show, interrupting your normal flow of what you're doing. So please, anytime you need to use this platform as your platform, brother, this one will always be available to you. You have been a tremendous friend to me, And I just thank you, and I thank Sean for connecting us. And I pray that everything in your business for you and your family continues to go just the way that God intends for it to go. And if you got anything out of this today, go over to my Facebook page, One Due North LLC, One Due North LLC on Facebook. We got Victor's profile up there. Put some comments in there. Let the brother know you were listening to him, and tell him one more time where they can listen to your show at, if you don't mind, Victor.
Absolutely. They can catch us. Well, we have a link that we sent out. It's called Create Your Future Self Live. And for more information on me, just go to victorvjohnson.com. I'm all over social, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Victor Vanico Johnson, or Nico Don Projects. And again, Coach Terry, I really appreciate the platform, my man.
Man, as I said, it's a joy. Look, we want to thank you. I want to say to everybody, you've been listening to Success in the Evening with Coach Ricky Terry. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come out and close out. Again, brother, I really love you, man, and Godspeed to you.